Hey everyone, my name is Melody and you are listening to Melodies, Musings, and Music. And today I've been feeling a bit nostalgic, thinking about a trip that I'm going to take during the second half of July back to my home state and back to some of the places I lived when I was a child. And that line of thought always leads me to thinking about my grandmother, Grandmother Lila. And I wrote a series of essays about my grandmother, and I entitled it Grandmother Lila, A Legacy of Laughter, Lyrics, and Love. And I'm going to share with you all, in this video, I'll share the first little mini story, kind of a snapshot of my memories of my grandmother. And this one is entitled Niggi. I'll never forget, as a small child, watching my grandmother perform her morning breakfast ritual with her little mutt dog named Niggi. Niggi was a small mixed breed, mostly black with haphazard splotches here and there, with a little pug nose on a face that only a grandmother could love. When her mouth was closed, Niggi's tongue stuck out of her mouth most of the time, and the poor thing would huff and puff, trying to keep up with Grandmother Lila's morning kitchen calisthenics. Every morning, without fail, Grandmother Lila would rise early, shuffle into the kitchen in her robe and fuzzy slippers, and start the coffee pot percolating, with Niggi right on her heels. Next, she would slip some bread in the toaster and pull out the butter and jelly, making sure to let Niggi lick a little blob of butter from her finger. This probably accounted for Niggi's weight problem, but neither of them seemed to care about cholesterol or calories. No, they were just two old friends, determined to enjoy a hearty breakfast together, throwing caution to the wind. The funniest thing about their relationship was that Niggi seemed to think she was human, and not only that, she deserved to be treated as a queen. Grandmother Lila would talk baby talk to her while she prepared breakfast, and Niggi showed her pleasure with every fiber of her being, wiggling her little tail and trying to talk back by half growling, half barking, while licking Grandmother's ankles. When breakfast was ready, Grandmother would set the table with her finest china plates, cups, and saucers. No everyday dishes were good enough for her. Thank you. That's when the fun really began. After pouring coffee in her cup, Grandmother would then place a fine china saucer on the table next to her own chair and fill it up with coffee and cream. That was Niggi's cue to come running from wherever she was, hop on her chair with hind legs standing on the chair and bobtail wagging, place her little paws on the table and licked coffee and cream from the saucer while Grandmother sipped from her own cup. Then Grandmother would spread toast with butter and fresh preserves and break off pieces for Niggi to enjoy as well. And there they would sit, in the breakfast nook in Grandmother's apartment, Two old ladies having their morning coffee and toast and loving every minute of it. Hope you enjoyed that little snippet. I'm sitting here in my dining room of my new place, and I'll show you. I'm a beach person, so I like to look at scenes of the beach. But this is my little dining room nook. So there you go. Those of you that are dog lovers probably enjoyed that and could relate. I hope, anyway. Okay, I've got 3 more of these stories about my grandmother that will be filmed in the next 3 videos. So I will see you in the next video.